On this episode, join Andy and John on their journey home from slamming in the new year at Northern Wrestling Federation in Elmwood PlaceOhio. Welcome to the road home from wrestling and Happy New Year. Yeah.
Here in my car, I feel safest of all. I can lock all my doors, and it's the only way I live in cars.
Alright, well, we're headed home for another week at Northern Wrestling Federation. Happy New Year, motherfuckers! My name's Andy, coming to you live tape from the road home from Wrestling World, the headquarters of the world, and I got John.
Hi, everybody. I have a cold.
Do you? You can't even tell.
I can tell.
Can you?
Yeah. So if my voice sounds different on this episode, and if you like it a little more, just let me know, and I will stay sick the rest of the year so that I can continue to have this a little bit deeper voice for you all.
Okay. John, it's a new year. It's 2020 in my vision or something. Right?
Yeah, it's 2020. I don't have to wear glasses anymore.
That's how that works.
Because my vision just improved overnight.
Wow.
I can see things clearly now that the 19 is gone. It's going to be a bright sunshiny day.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I gotcha. Awesome. Interesting thing too, by the way. Like, our episodes have started to upload to YouTube automatically with the new hosting service.
Okay.
But like these episodes, like the review episodes, will not go up because of the outro music. Like every time it gets struck from YouTube, but not the intro. Like, nobody gives a fuck about the intro, but the outro, they're like, oh, no, you can't do that.
Can't do that.
So, we get UB40 got us the other day. So.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
That's ridiculous. Anyway, well, it's the new year. It's 2020 or some shit, and everybody's vision's better, which is weird. I don't understand how that's everything. But here we are. It's Slam in the New Year, or...
Is it?
Also known as Slamming in the New Year, right?
Yeah, depending on who is announcing the show, it is either Slam in the New Year or Slamming in the New Year.
Yeah, Miss Callie really likes saying that.
She got down low at one point to announce like what the show was called.
Yeah, this is a long-standing tradition at NWF. They always have a show on New Year. It's always called Slam in the New Year or Slamming in the New Year, whatever. Mm-hmm. The poster says Slam in the New Year, but we heard many times Slamming in the New Year tonight from Miss County, so I'm not really sure which one it is. But either way, that's where we were. Now, we're going to talk about a few of the matches here. We're going to give results and whatnot. But, I mean, this is the most important time of the year, John, because guess what? This is when you get to hear our top 10 lists, our top matches of the year, our top wrestlers of the year, and we're going to have all these lists. Just kidding. We don't do fucking lists. Get out of here. We're not rating shit. We're not telling you the top matches. Go back and listen to the episodes. We're not going to do that, right?
I'm still convinced we need to do a best of episode where we just take one single match from every single episode. It's still a 7-hour episode.
Oh.
That's just a best of.
So you going to edit that for us?
No, you do the editing, not me.
Okay, so that's not going to happen either way.
Yeah,
so.
You can do it while you're watching your New Japan stuff.
Oh, can I? I have to live tweet. And I have to, and I'm trying to find somebody to give me some Adderall or something like that, because I'm going to need to, I need some performance-enhancing, drug type things as far as, uppers, because I'm going to be up, every second of this entire weekend coming up here. So.
Well, that's your thing.
Okay, great. Thanks for the help, John. So maybe we'll just start asking people on the street of Elmwood Place here.
That's
hey,
why
you got any ups? They'll be like, I got some crack.
That's why the cops were waiting outside, because they already knew that you were going to ask for some suspicious drugs.
The Elmwood Police, Elmwood Place Police. That's hard to say.
They've been scouting out.
Well, they follow me on Twitter, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I put the word out. I was like, hey, college kids, DM me. Let's get some Adderall in me so that I can watch all these New Japan shows. And if I were to get that, then maybe I'd be able to edit that 7-hour episode for you. So
yeah.
There we go. So everybody get to work on that. But yeah, so I don't know, John. You got anything we need to share before we get moving here?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Well,
do you?
There's so many things I want to share. You know, that's kind of what this podcast is all about, is me, like, yeah, I want to talk about wrestling, but I mean, I also want to tell you that story, that terrible story about what happened on Christmas one year, or, you know, about that time that your brother got Mr. Bones for Christmas, which is one of the funniest stories ever on the show.
We brought that up at church the other day.
It's amazing.
During the Christmas Eve service, we're like, oh, I wonder if you got Mr. Bones for Christmas.
So check that out if you want to hear the punchline to that joke. Then go back to last year's episodes right around this time, and you'll hear that. But anyway, what happened first, John? It slam in the
Slamming in the new year. We had the national anthem. Some guy walked in and was wondering why all these people were just staring at him. And then he realized, oh, the national anthem's on. And we thought he was going to take a knee, but he didn't.
No.
He stood with pride like the rest of us, because we love America. And then that dirty dog, Titan came out, and he was all pouty because everybody was booing him. And he's like, well, you guys at the store last year, you guys all liked me. Now you don't like me. Now you boo me. You think it's cool. It's not cool because it hurts my feelings. But it doesn't hurt my feelings because I don't care about y'all.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, you know, I do one little thing. I beat up one guy's girlfriend and his dad and harass him for weeks and weeks, and you guys don't like me all of a sudden, you know?
And what he neglects to remember is that he stalked Jordan Clearwater's girlfriend. He attacked Jordan Clearwater at a restaurant while him and his girlfriend were having a nice candlelit dinner.
That was awesome.
He slashed Jordan's tires. He, you know, tried to buzz Jordan's hair off.
Yeah. He interrupted my interview with Jordan Clearwater just to beat him up.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, actually. I was liking that.
He did that. He, didn't he start stalking Matt Stevens' family
he was
as well?
stalking Matt Stevens' family. He broke his mask. He's doing all kinds of evil shit. And he's like, why the heck do people like me? Like, is that all of us, John? Is that all of us? Why don't I have any friends? You know, and it's like, just because you're running around being a dick to everybody? Maybe that's the reason?
Yeah, I mean, mostly people tend to not like you just because, we just genuinely don't like you.
Me?
But, no, just, in general. If someone doesn't like you, it's because they just have a disagreement with you. Okay. And our disagreement with Titan is that he's a stalker and a creep.
Yeah.
And he jerks off with brass knuckles.
He was all sweaty and hyper when he came out, too.
He had different facial hair. I like the different facial hair.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's all pissed off. He's super hot. And he's like, he wants a rematch with Star Rider because he says it was the greatest match in the history of NWF. Which, it was really good, you know.
I mean, it was the best match of Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good matches Saturday. Saturday was a good show. You know, I was just realizing that opening scramble had, all of our favorites in it.
It did.
And David Tyler.
He is a former favorite.
He was also there.
He's a former favorite of the Road Home from Wrestling podcast.
Never. Anyway, so what happened here?
So Star Rider obliged and came out and granted Titan his rematch.
Mm-hmm.
And they put on another really good match, I thought.
Pretty good.
It was pretty good back and forth. Titan was he was on fire today.
He was.
From his promos to just his in-ring work. I thought he was really good.
Yeah, this angry, out-of-control Titan is awesome. When Titan's not good is when he's, calm and bland, you know, and, not really, showing this kind of emotion in the ring. So this emotion really, makes you, okay, yeah, I fucking hate this dude. Yeah, beat him up, Star Rider. Yeah, wow! You know?
I enjoyed watching Star Rider try to beat him up, but he didn't get all the offense in as much.
No, but he did win the match with what I'm calling the Intergalactic Splash. Wow. It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I think that's right. But after the match, Titan cuts a heel promo, and he kills security guard Dallas because he's getting out of control. Security guards get in there, and they're like, hey, we're going to get you. And
there was two security guards that tried to go in.
Yes.
And one of them, who's Icon's new protege, was like, nope,
he noped out, man.
I'm not getting in there. He ran away all scared.
He did. And we were like, hey, what the fuck? And he had the giggles a little bit. He was like, I'm not getting in there.
You saw what happened to him. I'm not saying what happened to me. Well, we thought that Titan was going to take out the referee because the referee, it seemed like he counted to 3 in this match in Titan's favor, but then all of a sudden he said, oh, no, Star Rider got his shoulder up.
I saw his shoulder come up.
So Titan was very pissed off because he thought that he had won the match, and the ref's like, no, Star Rider kicked out.
Yeah. Well, the ref was right, and I think what happened is that Starr did kick out, but right as he kicked out, the ref's hand did hit the mat, but he didn't count 3. So you have to say it. Say it like you mean it. You have to fucking say it, John. Anyway.
So all referees like count out their counts?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Really?
1, 2, 3. Kicked out.
Wah! Yeah, something like that. That's usually what they do. So we get that, and then, he kills Dallas. And then Titan's like, you know what? Well, Roger Ruffin comes out, and he starts yelling at Titan like, hey, man, I could do that. I'm wearing a hat. You see this? See this hat I'm wearing? It means I mean business.
I got a hat, I got a beard, I got a sweater on. I'm in charge today.
I actually got Roger a gift today.
Wow.
Saw something, I couldn't not buy it for him, and I'm going to reveal right now what this gift is. All right.
Let me guess.
Okay.
Was it a money clip that he can keep all the money from the shows, the profits? He can keep all the money like in that?
It was not, but it is something he can keep money in.
What is it?
Okay, so it is, his Cincinnati Bengals finally won a game that means something this week, and so I got him a fanny pack that is a Cincinnati Bengals fanny pack, and not only that, but I filled it with Somas too. So it's filled with Somas. So it was an expensive thing, because Somas are expensive. So I put a ton of Somas in there for him, and I wrapped it up and gave it to him. Pretty nice.
You're such a thoughtful person.
Yeah, he didn't even open it. He just set it off to the side and then just
I'll get to that
he's
later.
like, he didn't know there were Somas in there.
He's gonna listen to this episode later. He's like, shit, I forgot to open that.
I left that at Bone Crushers. He's gonna come back and there won't be any Somas left.
Yeah,
because there's wrestlers there, and we know how wrestlers like to take Soma.
So Roger, being a man that thinks about money, he tells Titan, I am going to fine you for what you were doing to this security guard.
I wonder, do you think that Roger, when he sees this shit, he acts all pissed about it, but he's like, sweet, I get to find a wrestler and take the money?
He's like the $1 million man.
Yes.
Just figured out, how can I find these guys?
I like that. That's
good. So Titan is like, oh, no, wait, no, this guy's good. And he picks up Dallas, and he checks his pulse, and he raises Dallas's hand. He's like, he's fine. And Roger's like, you better not lay one more hand on you, or I'm about to suspend you. And so Titan hits the, what's this kick?
Oh, the CTE kick.
Yeah, the CTE kick. He takes Dallas's head off.
Yeah.
And he says, don't worry about suspending me. I quit.
He said he quit. And the crowd was like, yeah!
Everyone celebrated, and he's like, that's what I mean. You guys all suck. And he pushes different security guards down on his way out, and he marches to the back.
Yeah.
And they gather up the remains of Dallas, and they take him downstairs as well.
Poor guy. All right, what was the next match?
It was a tag team match. It was the richest best friends in the world, SOB and Alex Hayden, going against Christopher Michael Lotus. And Pompano Joe.
With Pompano Joe. That's right.
Yeah.
And Pompano Joe. You're right. This was just another good tag match, I think SOB and Alex Hayden are a great tag team. I'm really enjoying them, especially these past couple weeks, man. They've been awesome. And, Lotus and Pompano Joe are some of the best wrestlers at NWF. So this shit was great.
I agree. It is a little sticky situation because I feel like at times, especially in NWF, they'll just randomly pair people together.
Mm-hmm.
So, Joe has been tagging with Jesse Hyde forever, or months now.
Yeah, they're the hippies.
And then it's just like, oh, well, Jesse's not here, so let's throw this guy in here.
Yeah, weird night tonight because Jeremiah was here, but Jesse Hyde can't be bothered to come to BK. He's got that Brock Lesnar contract,
He does. He only shows up for Fairfield.
That's fine. Well, they don't rock in Elmwood Place like they do at Fairfield, that's for sure.
I don't know. The crowd was rocking tonight.
They were, man. The crowd was insane tonight. It was great. All right, well, what like I said, I didn't take detailed notes on this, unfortunately, just because
we were enjoying the show.
We were enjoying the show, and it's New Year's Day, and I kind of want to enjoy the rest of this day. Get this podcast in here real quick, and then head home, right?
Yeah. Oh, one thing I do want to mention, they'll go back, Gary.
Yeah.
So after Dallas literally gets killed, and we're like, everyone's very somber, and we're like, oh my gosh, Dallas is dead. And we're like, let's give us a moment of silence. And Callie immediately gets in the ring, and she's like, don't forget to check out Big Mama's Corner Cafe over there. Get you something to eat, something to drink, and get you a raffle ticket. I'm like, Dallas just died.
Yeah, John's like, who could think of food at a time like this?
I was concerned for him, and
That was great.
Callie's like, let's sell this food over here.
That's great. Well, yeah, so we got this match, and we got all kinds of cool shit from these guys. Everyone's highly entertaining. Everyone's great in this match. And tell me about this finish. Do you remember this? So Joe gets SOB in a sunset flip, and then like Alex Hayden gets in the ring. And can you pick it up from there? You remember?
Yeah. So Alex Hayden runs from the other side and gets in and is holding SOB's hands so that he doesn't fall into the sunset flip. And while he's doing that, Christopher Michael Lotus, if you didn't notice, he climbed to the top rope and dove off onto Alex Hayden with like just a body splash to his back and kind of knocked his hands free. And Joe was able to get SOB finally into that full sunset flip and pick up the victory.
He did. SOB and Alex Hayden, they were like, okay, you beat us. You know what I mean? And they were like, we're not happy about it, but guess what? We're still rich. That's pretty great.
And they giggled. They used their money as if like they were kaleidoscopes
Yes.
earlier, and when they were making their entrance, they were like poking
Like
holes.
telescopes. Yeah, like, hey,
Yeah.
look over there. Oh my God, look who it is. That was great.
They're fun.
They are.
I like how they keep coming up with different ways to use their money.
Yeah.
That's a prop.
Yeah, as a prop, not paying people for anything.
Yeah, they don't pay for anything.
They don't use it like that.
The reason they're still rich is because they literally do not pay for anything.
Facts. That is an absolute fact. In fact, as the kids say, those are big facts. So there you
Big facts.
go. All right, what was the next one?
Our next match was the King of Something match. Andrew, right now Reed, the King of Rock, going against Kimba, the King of the Jungle.
That's right. And so, what had happened here is that at Fairfield, Andrew Reed had come out and said, there's only one room for one king around here, and that's the King of Rock, and I'm the King of Rock, because that's what.
And then he immediately turned and walked away.
Yeah. Because he
You're
was like, I'm not doing this now, later.
We're like, okay, cool. So here's my question. So Andrew Reed, he won being the King of Rock in a match.
Mm-hmm.
How did Kimba become the King of the Jungle?
Well, it's a self-glossed title, all right? He gave it to himself. However, I don't know how monarchies really start. In fact, I'm pretty sure they just start by somebody going, I'm the king, and then everybody going, oh, okay, yeah, you're the king. Okay, cool. And maybe that person has to kill a few people to make sure that everybody knows, hey, listen, I'm the king. You see what I'm saying? Or you're going to die, right? So I think that's what's going on here is that, Kimba has killed a few people in the jungle or something like that.
Okay.
And said, hey, I'm the king. And everyone's like, okay, dude, you're the king. And Andrew Reed won that match, and he's like, I'm the king. So there you go.
And he has probably also killed a couple people in a mosh pit, I would think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He moshes so hard, man.
He moshes the hardest.
You ever been in a mosh pit, John?
I have, and there was one time at like a Christian concert, there was a mosh pit started
Get
behind us.
out of here.
And I'm like, what is going
I
on?
don't want that. That's not a real
Well, it wasn't
mosh
like a
pit.
real, it was like a spiritual mosh pit.
Fair enough.
And so I had like females with me, and I'm like, they don't want to get in the mosh
No,
pit.
you gotta protect the
So you're
girls,
trying
yeah.
to protect them, and this bastard keeps like purposely running into me.
Mm-hmm.
So I started pinching him.
Fuck yeah.
I started pinching him, and at one point he comes back and he's like, "Are you pinching me?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah. How about you stop effing bumping into me?" And he's like, "All right, man, stop pinching me."
Hey, it worked, I guess.
I was like, "Well, stop touching me," and he stopped.
Usually what I do is just shove them as hard as I can, or just stand in between the girl and the guy that's bouncing all over the place. By the way, that used to get me over huge with chicks, is doing that. Just being like, oh, I'll protect you, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I used to be in mosh pits. I have crowd surfed. I've jumped off a stage before. I'm a
Wow.
fucking maniac. Yeah, I used to be a maniac back in the day, back when I had the long hair and everything, and I was a crazy person. And yes, I moshed quite a bit. Thanks for asking. And I was pretty good at it because I was a little skinny kid. And you can hit me as hard as you want. I'll get right back up, and I might be able to kind of dodge you real quick. I was.
You fall down.
Oh man, I was slick. So
There was another time I was at a Fall Out Boy concert, and like a mosh pit started to like the left of us, and we're like, okay, we're just going to scoot over a little bit so we don't get pulled into that. And then immediately another one started to the right of us.
Break out anywhere, yeah.
And so we had two dueling mosh pits next to us, and we're like, we're getting the fuck out of here. It was just like backed up, and then they died down, and we went back to our spots.
That's such a dangerous thing. I had a friend once. He got beat up in a mosh pit like real bad, and we were all like fucked up at this concert. And he's like, "Dude, I think I'm hurt." And we're like, "Yeah, man, we're having a blast!" Like we all just no-sold him. I think he broke 2 ribs. Good times. All right, where are we at here?
Match,
yes,
we're talking about the king of something.
Well, this can be summed up pretty easily. These guys are great. They have great chemistry together, so they're fucking great together. I mean, they're just killing it.
They've essentially been feuding off and on for, 2 years?
Yeah.
At this point?
That's true.
Because Andrew Reed was the first of the future stars to get a contract into the main roster.
He did.
And I remember Kimba being very jealous because those two were battling it out.
Even though Kimba got a spot on the main show anyway that same day. That was hilarious.
Sucker.
Yeah.
A title match at that.
Yeah, it was a tag team title match,
match.
with Brandon Taggart. Oh, jeez. Aaron Extreme, fuck off. Anyway, well, this was good stuff. They did a great job, but this is all about the finish, right, John?
It was.
So tell me, who won the match, and then who actually won the match?
So initially, Kimba gets Andrew Reed in a Boston Crab, which someone in the crowd said, "Oh, he's got him in Lions Tamer." No, he doesn't. He's got him in a Boston Crab.
Yeah.
Because then Kimba noticed that's not working. So then he transitioned into the Lions Tamer, where he elevated Andrew Reed up, stuck a knee in the back, and Andrew just had to tap because he could not take the pain any longer.
I really like that as a finish, the way that they did that there. I'm not sure if it was 100% intentional, but the way that, Kimba had him in the regular Boston Crab, and Andrew Reed got to the ropes, I think, or almost got there. And so, then, like you said, Kimba's like, well, fuck this, I'll just put him in the high angle version, and he did that, and it was over. So, yes. But it wasn't over, right? Andrew Reed's going to decide when it's over. So what does he do to finish this off here?
So Kimba requests a mic, and as Kimba is getting the mic, Andrew Reed decides to Pearl Harbor him.
Unbelievable.
And
first Pearl Harbor of the year.
It was. And so the action spills outside of the ring, and they move towards the stage where the interview segments tend to occur, and Andrew Reed power bombs Kimba.
Tiger Driver.
Was it a Tiger Driver?
Yeah.
More like a power bomb.
So Tiger Driver's kind of like a power bomb.
It is.
It's like a flipping power bomb thing. So
yeah. So Andrew Reed does a driver bomb variant through the stage onto Kimba,
yes,
and takes him out of action. And that's when we get our second. Dallas wasn't a stretcher job. This is our first stretcher job of the year.
It is. It's been a while, and they got a new stretcher.
They did.
They had no more canoe. The canoe's gone.
Well, the canoe's probably at just like standard at Fairfield now.
That's true, yeah.
Roger's tired of like throwing it into the ring truck. He's like, I'm tired of bringing it in and out. Let's just get a different board.
So this was the board that you see at the pool. That's what this was. And so they properly loaded Kimba right on there, and it was absolutely perfect.
So proper. They dragged him, but ankles first out of the destruction, and then they, just barrel rolled him from, instead of just lifting up one side and putting it back on, like directly under him, they just barrel rolled him over a few times and eventually got him on there.
John, they had to get him right to the basement where the medical professionals are waiting.
The Future Stars doctor was waiting
doctor
down there for him.
Jesus
the Christ. Same person who diagnosed Big Mama with her ankle injury was down there to run tests on both Dallas.
Yeah.
To stitch his head back on.
Not Dallas, because he's a security guard, but Kimba,
Kimba for sure.
Yeah. So, anyway, he got stretchered out, so we get stretcher job, first one of the year, like you said. That's awesome. I wonder if that means Kimba will be gone for a little bit. Probably not, right?
No, he's probably going to be good to go for Saturday.
Right back on Saturday. Anyway, after that, what was the next match?
We had a tag team title match.
Shit.
It was the Hollywood Blondes, which is Rex, and the star of the show,
Hollywood Adam Swayze.
Yeah. With Gideon Weinstein going against the team of Super DC and Jimbo.
That's right, Super DC. I like that. John, Jimbo, fucking over at BK, huh?
There's never been someone more over than Jimbo, I don't think.
I think Adam Swayze's just as over as Jimbo in the opposite way.
Yeah, in a different way.
Yeah. Jimbo's super over. He comes out and he's letting everybody know, like, he's like, hey, I've never had a belt before. I'm going to win a belt.
Yeah. So he's never had anything to keep his pants up.
Now, you mentioned that somebody said that it was 2010. Like, Rex was a little confused here. What happened?
So during DC and Jimbo's entrance, the ring announcer announced that DC was the 2010 Dozer Battle Royal winner, and then he immediately corrected himself. I mean 2019. And so when Swayze and Rex came out, Rex looks at us and is like, I'm the 2010 Tag Team Champion.
Yeah, and they Gideon also ordered us to stand, which we did.
Obviously,
very
yes.
important. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Larry D, this is slightly related here, a legendary Larry D, because you mentioned this ring announcer that screwed up, right? Mm-hmm. And we affectionately, not affectionately, but we refer to him as Botch Man, but his name is Boss Man. And this week on Larry D's YouTube show, Get in the Car, a certain gentleman that is a lord was with him. And, basically we had a little fantasy booking. Larry D was like, hey, Lord Crew, what if you did a shoot-style death match with Boss Man? What do we got here? And Lord Crew was like, I am down. I want to kill Boss Man. So
I'm down for that, too.
I want to see that, too. That would be amazing.
Maybe we can get it booked at a UP show or something.
That would be great. He throws him off a balcony or something. Anyway, so that was pretty fun, and that's a funny show, by the way. The Get in the Car deal. There's like he did a deal where he's just watching Scotty try to use a hoverboard, and Scotty just biffs, and then Larry just looks at the camera and goes, "Welcome to Get in the Car." It's great, and it's really funny.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's
I
good.
haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Anyway, so we had Gideon orders to stand up. We did, of course, and this was just another good match. It's just good.
Yeah, that's the staple of BK.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever really seen too many bad matches at Bone Crushers.
Doesn't happen that often. I mean, I think that NWF, though, lately has just really been on this, like, tear of just, like, all the wrestling's, like, fucking great, and, like, we're waiting on some stories and stuff like that, but in the meantime, we're having awesome matches, which is great. So, who won?
The Hollywood Blondes picked up the victory after hitting a super big ending on DC. And right out the gate, kind of go back a little bit, they hit a 3D on DC to even start the match.
Sort of. It was like it was like a face buster 3D instead of a cutter. But yeah,
it still looked cool.
Took him out. Because DC barely wrestled in this match. He got like a hot tag at one point, got beat up a little bit, got tossed to the outside by Rex, and then Jimbo was left alone,
Yeah.
So Jimbo did a great job, he was everywhere he needed to be, and that's all he got to do. So
unfortunately, he didn't get his first belt tonight.
No, but the crowd was insane for him. So, in fact, at a certain point, the crowd was chanting for him to make a tag. So normally, when the person who is hitting the hot tag, you're chanting for the person who's about to run in, but DC was like, Jimbo, Jim. The crowd starts going nuts for Jimbo just to tag somebody. I was like, oh my God, this I need to take advantage of this while it's hot. So, well, anyway, yeah. So the Hollywood Blondes get the win, and after that, we had single intermission. What? Yeah, first one of the year. And during single intermission, Doris started doing some interesting things. We had Doris there sitting next to us, in front of us there, and she likes the boy wrestlers, and she wants to touch the penises, I think. What happened here?
So it's famously noted that the action gets hot and heavy at Bone Crushers. And it was, exactly that. Doris pulls out singles and starts putting them in all the good boys in their trunks.
Yeah. She put one in Star Rider's trunks. She put one in Prodigy's trunks. And, John, then you were like, well, let's keep this thing going. You start feeding her bills.
Let's keep the fun going. So I gave her a couple bucks, and she started sliding them not in the tops of trunks, but in the bottom of trunks.
She does a swinger, yeah.
She put it right up Swinger's cheek.
In his butt.
And, I was like, whoa, what's going on here?
Do you think if Danny Todd were there that she would have just busted out of 50 and just went right for the junk?
Yeah, because he probably would have just let her stick it all the way down
and around. And
yeah, she would have been like, oh, $50? Like, oh, feel whatever. Go around the world,
that's
girl.
That's totally worth the $50.
Oh, for sure. Because there was that one BK show where Danny Todd was wearing the very revealing trunks that showed all of his Todd.
Yes.
And was bouncing around, and she literally turns around and goes, oh, that was worth the price of admission right there. I thought I did a pretty good Doris right there.
Not bad. You have to sound more like disheveled, though. Like, oh, I don't know. I'm just an old lady. Oh. So, shout out to Doris. Doris rules. Anyway, so then we also got an announcement. The Future Stars are returning to Bone Crushers on January 12th. That's exciting, man.
It is. I haven't been to a Future Star show in a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a Sunday. So that'll be interesting. I wonder if I'll be able to go to that. Probably not, but hopefully you will, you know?
Yeah, I should probably be able to.
All right, well, that was single intermission. After that, we had another match.
It was the unprotected ones.
That's right.
David Tyler.
That's right.
Well, not to be confused with the Raw Dogs.
Yes, that's different. Right?
Yeah. The unprotected ones, David Tyler. He's a mad dog now.
He's got his chain.
With a really shiny chain that he doesn't use. And Jay Donaldson going against some stars that were representing the Future Stars division. Rudy Rodriguez and the current unified champion, the Prodigy.
That's right. This was good stuff, too. Another good match. You know, there was some fun stuff. I mean, of course, Jay is funny, and he was trying to get David Tyler to use the chain, like, halfway through the match. He's, like, holding the chain. Hey, use the chain. I was almost doing my Doris. Yeah. Like, use the chain. I don't have a Jay Donaldson. I do. I have one. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to knock you out. Shut your mouth. There's my Jay Donaldson. There you go.
Use the chain.
Use the chain.
Which we know that David Tyler's not going to use the chain because he's never used that chain for anything.
No. Well, he did hit somebody with it.
He polishes that chain. That's about all he does.
Yeah, and Rudy Rodriguez, I mean, he's saying C. He's saying Ariba. We got the beep, 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 beep going on. And something funny he did in this match is that he hit an airplane spin, which I'm pretty sure he learned that from Jordan Clearwater. It was of the same quality. So he needs to watch that Thomas Shire guy that we saw at PPW. Oh my god, he hit the greatest airplane spin I've ever seen. Short of Carlo or Claudio Costanelli or whatever. That's the guy that does the best. Well, it's
because he was showing off for Tony Schiavone.
He was. That's right. You were Tony Schiavone. Did you see he tweeted about that?
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. Anyway, so he hits this airplane spin, and that leaves David Tyler kind of standing there, and then Rudy Rodriguez mocks his stupid ass, which is great.
I thought they were going to start dancing, but they didn't.
No, no. But
no.
How did this all shake out here?
So eventually, Prodigy reverses out of a brainbuster and hits a crossroad on Jay Donaldson to pick up the victory.
Pretty cool, huh?
And so I don't know if this is potentially maybe going to start a feud because Jay, now that Titan has quit, is the only boss down at the Future Stars.
That's true.
And he's already had a problem with Prodigy because he's not the handpicked champion. And so I wonder if this might be starting a Jay Prodigy feud down at the Future Stars, possibly.
Or if some face is going to fill that role of Titan. You know what I mean? There's a chance that somebody else might fit that role. We'll see.
According to what I've been reading kind of online, Pompano Joe has been training a lot of the guys.
Yeah, he's been doing it. And Lotus does the same thing, too. So.
Maybe Lotus or Pomp might show up as a new head coach down there.
They both do a great job as that. So, at that. That was good stuff. Now, we also had a brief thing we want to bring up. It's time for a name change for Prodigy, right?
It is, because Prodigy was able to win his way out of the contract with Icon back at the last Future Stars show on Thanksgiving. And so, Prodigy is kind of tied to that old stigma of being partnered with Icon.
Right.
So I think it's time to drop the name.
Yep. Time to get a different name. Also, there are other wrestlers named Prodigy, like, in the area, so, that have been around longer. So I think, like, maybe it's time to, maybe get that a different name. So, but you never know. I mean, we'll see what happens. NWF usually sticks with that shit for eternity, so I don't think that we'll get that change anytime soon. Just a recommendation, in my opinion.
Maybe we could keep the Prodigy part, but add, like, a first and last name.
The Prodigy, blah, blah,
Yeah.
Joe Schmo, that'd be great. All right.
Maybe not Joe Schmo, but like...
Well, after that, we had a 2 out of 3 falls match, and it's the battle for Dick supremacy here at NWF. What was this match here?
It was Anthony Bryant, who was absolute perfection, against the Swinger.
That's right. This was match of the day. This was spectacular. I fucking love this. So these guys have been kicking each other in the dick basically for the past couple weeks, and so this was just like, all right, we're just gonna start kicking each other in the dick in creative ways, and that's what this match was all about. How can we give each other ball trauma in creative ways, right? That's kind of what we had going on here. So, it was awesome to start because Swinger came out and he's drinking his, his Appletini or whatever it is, right? And he takes a drink of it, and here comes Anthony Bryant to try to Pearl Harbor him. But guess what happened, John?
He wasn't successful, was he?
No, why?
Because Swinger didn't swallow like he normally does, and he spit all over Anthony Bryant's face with that mist. And I don't know what was in it, but it smelled very nice.
It did.
And I'm slightly worried that whatever Swinger has been drinking might be hurting his intestines.
It's like perfume,
because it had such a strong smell.
It's very... it smelled great, don't get me wrong.
It did, but like, it does not like smell like it should be ingested.
No. But that was a hilarious open to this match. So then we got Swinger kind of, rocking him a little, here. But then we got a Paradise Lock variation with, and some ass-based offense from the Swinger. John, have you ever seen the Paradise Lock before? Have you ever seen that?
I've never seen it in person, but I have seen it in matches before.
It's awesome. That's one in New Japan. Sonata uses that a lot. It's hilarious. Basically, it's a hold that once you leave the wrestler in this hold, he can't get out on his own. Funny story about the Paradise Lock too. There's this wrestler, Jake Manning, the Man Scout. And so he would he would look in his book at different knots and stuff and be like, oh, okay, I can use this knot. And one time he took Bruce Gray and he fucking did that to him to the ropes. And Bruce Gray was just stuck to the ropes, just yelling at everybody. I love the Paradise Lock. I think that's one of the funniest, just goofiest things in wrestling. Because, obviously if someone's, completely stuck like that, you could just hit your finisher on them probably and win, but they always just it's a way to embarrass a heel, so that was awesome. He hit that. And then also, like I said, we didn't mention it last week, but Swinger's been hitting this the rear view, or the some ass-based offense, or a hip attack as some people call it.
It's definitely the rear view, where he just sticks his asshole straight in the guy's face and hits him right there, square dead in the nose.
Who won the first fall, John?
The Swinger did. And it's only because Swinger got Anthony Bryant locked up in the ropes as if he was going to go for a Shattered Dreams.
And he was running, trying to run away.
And he was running, and so Swinger was winding up to hit the Shattered Dreams, and Aaron, the referee, gets in the freaking way.
He's like, no, we're not doing that.
No, we're not doing that here tonight.
Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it, Aaron.
We're not doing that tonight. And so he blocks the Shattered Dream. And while Anthony Bryant's getting out of the ropes, he blatantly just uppercuts Swinger's dick.
He does. So first low blow of the match is right there, and that means the Swinger gets the first fall
by DQ.
Let's see here.
And the ref and Botchman was very confused as to what happened, so he had to run over, and Aaron very loudly explained how the first fall went down, and then you shout, hurry, we didn't hear him say what he...
Tell us, boss man.
We didn't hear him. Let us know.
Oh,
so boss man gives us the fall.
He did. So we got the second fall came. Anthony Bryant got that when, let's see here, with the super kick and then a straight up pin, right?
Yes.
But the final fall was the best part, right? Because we got this low blow to Aaron the ref, So he's got hit in the balls, right? And then right after that, what happens?
Is that with the chair?
No, this is the double low blow, right?
Well, no, they hit
Oh,
him.
right, yeah, okay.
So I think Swinger goes to try and kick Anthony Bryan in the gut. Anthony Bryan catches the foot, throws it, and
it hits
whacks
Aaron in
nuts.
the balls.
And so then Anthony Bryan goes outside and grabs a chair that Roger had clearly put near the interview station.
He roped off
He roped it
little
off.
area.
And Anthony Bryan went and was like, I want this chair specifically. And so he took that chair. And so him and Swinger are fighting over the chair. And by that point, Aaron had regained consciousness from his ball.
Testicle consciousness,
Yeah.
yes.
And he stomps on the chair. And he's like, no, we're not doing that tonight either.
He's like, there's a wrestling match. There's no reason why this chair needs to be in here. I'm going to slowly put this in the corner with my back turned. So he turns around, walks to the corner, and what happens, John?
Both guys get this bright idea that let's kick the other one in the nuts. And so they both punt each other in the dick.
Yes! So when Ref Aaron turns around, he's selling his balls because he got hurt. He looks down and both of those guys are selling their balls too. That was amazing. I loved it. So he starts counting, right?
He does. And he's able to count to 10. And both of them are, pretty much counted out. And so the confused ring announcer runs up again because he doesn't understand what happened during the wrestling match. I think he's back there watching his own old wrestling matches.
He's watching videos of Dale Bass draw dicks. Maybe that's what it is.
He's got like his own archived footage. It's like, man, I wish I could draw that good. And so Aaron announces that both men could not meet the count of 10. Mm-hmm. And so they are both drawed. And this match ends in a draw. They're both drawed.
They're both drawed. Hey, you draw. You too. So, it's a draw, right?
You guys be drawn.
And everybody has hurt balls. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, I have hurt balls too, because as we know, men's testicles are psychically linked, and, when I see ball trauma, I experience it. So, my balls hurt, everybody's balls hurt, and something pretty funny happened here where security was trying to help Anthony Bryan to the back, who was selling this ball shot like he had been murdered.
He should.
He's like, and what'd he say? He said something funny, didn't he?
He said, oh, watch out, I'm going to throw up just like you.
It's an icon. That was awesome. Oh, that was a lot of fun. So that was a great match. I can't wait to see this again because we're going to see it again. That's great, man. I'm sure that'll be like next Saturday at Covington or something. It's awesome. I really, really like that. After that, we had a raffle drawing in which I had spent 5 of my hard-earned dollars on raffle tickets just to defeat the evil Doris. And Doris didn't win either. Neither one of us won. Which is it pisses me off. But while this is going on, somebody else was pissed off. And they, who was it, man?
It was Ella.
No. It was Titan. Titan came out.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Well, Titan, before the drawing even happens, he comes up storming out. And poor Icon just keeps getting beat up. So he gets pushed into like the guardrail that I thought was going to go down the steps. But it did, and it held up a little bit, and so him and Titan and Roger are arguing as Titan's walking towards the door, and he's like, I don't give a shit about this place, and I'm quitting. And Roger's like, are you sure you want to do that?
He's like, it's your decision. In other words, I'm not firing you, so you're not going to get fucking unemployment. I'm just saying.
Well, and Roger's like, but, I really don't want you to leave, because then I can keep finding you for those money.
That's true.
And Titan's like, no, I'm out of here. And he slams the door in Roger's face. And then Callie tries to awkwardly transition into the raffle, get you something to eat, get you something to drink.
And then that's when Ella and Selena Dean come out. They got Miss Callie cornered because they have a tag match versus her and Nikki Victory at Covington next week. It hits. So we get a little story stuff here where they got Miss Callie cornered. Where is Nikki? Where's Nikki? What's she doing?
She's downstairs, just
clapping away down there or something.
She's just down there practicing.
It's the other way around. Yeah, it's da da da. All right, da I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So okay, all right.
Well, that's what she's doing. She's down there trying to figure out how.
She's trying to figure it out.
Because I haven't heard my music in a while.
She can't read music, so she doesn't know. And I mean, like, she has it written on her hand, but she's like, I don't know how to read music. But
so the bad girls destroyed Miss Callie.
They do. They beat the shit out of her.
She is gone. And then Nikki's like, oh shit, I gotta go.
We hear her music. Well, she had to make sure they couldn't find her music. That's what it was. They're like, hurry up, I gotta go out there. Finally got her music.
They have the old iPod mini that has the wheel on it, and they're like, oh god, we can't find it. Where's it at? Can't spin the wheel fast enough.
That's closer to the truth than you know, John. But anyway, so she comes out, makes the save, right? The bad girls are like, ooh, we don't give a fuck. We just beat up Miss Callie.
Right.
And Miss Callie grabs the mic and goes, hey, Saturday, I'm gonna kick your ass! Which was awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. It was great. After that, we had the main event, John, and the main event of the first show for NWF and the first show for the Road Home from Wrestling podcast of 2020. My vision's clear. What was it?
You would never believe this.
What?
It was a battle royal.
Fuck.
For the winner gets a title match at the next NWF show in Covington for an NWF title match against Joshua.
That's right. So what I did for this is I just wrote down the order of elimination. The first person out was Jeremiah. He got immediately
I was shocked.
I mean, he wasn't even wearing ring gear. He was wearing his pants and like regular shoes and stuff. So after that, Jimbo. I thought this would have been a great opportunity for have Jimbo be one of the last ones and have like a bad guy, like you could start a feud that way where a bad guy like throws him out, or maybe one of the Hollywood boys could have thrown him out or something like that.
Continue the feud, yeah.
I like that. Who was next?
Sean Evans.
Sean Evans in the middle of this match hit a sick back rake on Big Cuz. Unbelievable.
He also got the case of the giggles.
He got little giggles. He got the giggles a little.
That's the first thing I said to you when everybody was entering. I was like, who's going to get giggles first?
Who's going to get the giggles? Prodigy got the giggles a little bit.
Prodigy got the giggles. But so Jimbo, his elimination was really clever because he's a big handshaker. So him and Sean Evans got him over the top rope and they were like handshaking. Jimbo's like, I'm not letting go of this grip. And then eventually Big Cuz came over and just
maybe that is the start of a feud. Maybe that'll be at the Future Star show. It'll be Sean Evans versus, because Sean Evans is done killing Noah Gabriel. So yeah.
Next out was Pompano Joe. Then Rudy Rodriguez. Dustin Jobs, he got the Pity City in, and he said, I'm out of here.
SOB, you got the Pity City.
Then I don't think did you notice this one?
It was Christopher Michael Otis.
Yeah,
of course
he was
I noticed.
next out. Yeah, and then Prodigy after
he giggled his way out of the
just laughed his way over the top rope. Followed by SOB, Alex Hayden, Mad Dog 2020 was eliminated by Star Rider. A feud that we have just I don't think I have seen this in NWF enough.
No, I think that they need to have a match finally.
So Star Rider throws out David Tyler. And then Adam Swayze throws out Star Rider. And then David Tyler, just being a mad dog that he is, roof, comes over with this chain, finally learns how to use it, and starts choking out Star Rider with it outside of the ring.
So we're
definitely getting a match. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't seen this one in a while.
Enough!
Then Swayze's eliminated, Rex, and then our final three are DC, Big Cuz, and Matt Stevens.
That's right. Man, so we're looking at this and we're thinking it's either got to be Big Cuz DC or Matt Stevens because we got a heel champion, right? I'm thinking it's going to be Matt Stevens. I mean, we kind of said that at the beginning of the match. We were like, probably Matt Stevens, right?
Yeah, because I'm thinking just logistically, I'm thinking Joshua is really trying to get over this torture rack, and I'm not quite sure he can get a torture rack on either Big Cuz or DC or a guy like Rex quite yet. He's been putting in the work in the gym, but I just don't think he's exactly there yet.
Well, plus we got to line up these, veteran baby faces to become Josh food. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing. So,
he's made for this, and he needs good fish food.
He does. That's true. He's made for fish, and he needs fish food.
Well, because he's the big fish in the pond now.
Is he the big fish?
Yeah, and so he needs little minnows to eat now.
Little minnows. I think you better be careful. Oh my God, Matt Stevens is right behind you. He He is
I really
okay.
did. I got
Don't
nervous.
do it, Matt. Don't do
nervous.
it.
I got
Don't do
scared.
it. Okay, he's backing off a little bit. He's not going to Pearl Harbor you. So just be careful. Don't
I
talk shit.
legitimately was like, "Oh my god, it was coming!" Because it's getting dark. I like the.
That's right.
It's dark and
We're hours away from curfew, though, still. So, all right. So the final three, we get Cuz eliminating DC, and then a low bridge, which is a little rough there. You know, is one of those deals. Man, a low bridge is like either goes well or it just doesn't. You know.
Well, I thought that they played it off well. So obviously, Cuz didn't make it over the top rope totally.
Right.
But then Matt Stevens, being down, he goes over and like gets his shoulders underneath Big Cuz's like shins and shoves him over the top rope.
Basically backdrops him over the top rope.
Yeah.
Cuz loses. He looks like fucking Shawn Michaels after a false finish. He's like, what? He can't believe it.
He's a big dude. He's 6'10". I would be shocked as well.
And Matt Stevens wins. He celebrates in the ring, but we hear this crappy music. Something like that.
After a 4-minute introduction,
Yes.
Joshua finally decides to grace us with his presence.
Oh.
He comes out and he says, "Don't worry, you're going to find out just like everybody else that you're just not made for this."
He says okay, so the go home line is, you're not made for this, right? So, or is it you're not made for this, or is it I'm made for this? It's which one is it? Because it's both, and he says them both the same way, and it's like that's what it's like for me.
But thankfully, he thought things out, and so he took his glasses off, he set the belt down, and then he got in Matt Stevens' face. And
That was a big mistake.
It was a big mistake.
Matt Stevens destroyed him.
He
Double
did.
underhook pile driver. Left Josh laying in the ring, which means Josh is going to win. So
Yeah.
But yeah, that was slamming in the
Slamming in the new year.
It was that at NWF. John, it's 2020. Our vision's clear, like you said. I mean, anything else we need to talk about before we wrap this up and head into the new year and the unknown ahead?
So let's set an over-under on how many podcast episodes we're going to do this year.
Oh, so last year we did 100. There was 108 episodes, which is actually down from the year before. The year before we did like 160 or 170. So,
Okay.
So last year we had 108. I think 82 or 80 of them were review episodes, and the rest were interviews. So
Okay, so we're going to set the number at 120.
okay. Well, 2 are coming out today. So we already had an episode come out earlier today. Magnum CK returned, a triumphant return for his interview. So this will be the second one. So we're off to a good start. Because if we do 2 a day, there's 365 days. That's way more than 120.
I don't think we're doing 2 a day, are we?
No.
Unless we do that best of episode.
It's just cut it into little pieces and throw one out every day.
So that means 10 episodes a month, at least. I think we can do that.
Yeah, I've definitely done, I think the most we've ever done in a month was 18, I think is the most. And then before, but most of our months we do 8 to 10 anyway, so that's probably about right.
So are you going with the over or the under?
I'm going to go with the under on that, actually.
I'm going to go with the over.
Okay, all right. Does that mean you're going to start, pitching in, do some interviews and stuff?
Yeah, because I need to make sure that we go to over.
Okay, I gotcha. Awesome. All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening.
Sayonara.